Welcome to the $1 Million Soldier Refresher class. Our mission is to assist you, the command team, as well as your family when it comes to readiness, when it comes to developing, coordinating, and delivering services which promote self-resiliency, self-reliancy, and stability during peace and wartime. We offer a number of programs here at Army Community Service: relocation, employment readiness, family advocacy, volunteer corps, mobilization, survivor outreach services, soldier and family assistance center, military family life council is also embedded, Army emergency relief, as well as financial readiness program. Financial readiness program also offers a number of classes, as well as virtual one-on-one appointments that you can call and we can schedule an appointment with you to discuss your budgeting, saving, and investing needs. So, one of the reasons why we would like for you to take this class is because you may wonder, what is in it for me? Well, it's all about building wealth and eliminating debt. And we're going to show you some ways on how you can improve your credit, how you could save money, also how you could invest into money. This example gives you someone at age 23 starting an investment. They started off with $1,000 the first year at age 23, and then age 24, they increased it to $2,000 a year into their TSP. And then each year, they made an average of $3,000. They started early. If they waited until the age started investing at age 33, it may take them a little bit longer to use that compound interest. However, it's never too late to start investing. So let's get started. We're going to build a house, if you will. In order to build a house, you have to have a foundation, right? You want to have adequate income. You have it. You're working every day. You receive a paycheck every bi-weekly, and you have income coming in. You want to control your spending and your debts, making sure that you're tracking your spending and not overspending and living within your means. Then you want to have adequate insurance. Maybe you have a home, you have homeowners insurance, you have a car, you have car insurance, you have life insurance, and so forth. That is your foundation. Next, you want to build the walls on the house. When we talk about building walls, we're talking about our savings, as well as establishing financial goals. What are those goals that you want to achieve? Maybe you just got here and you are trying to say, before I leave or before I PCS to my next duty station, I want to have X amount of dollars in my account before I PCS. You want to have established a goal first. What is that goal? Make sure you have a start date as well as an end date. And I'll get more into that soon. Next, to top it off, you want to have investments. We're going to talk about your TSP, the blended, what's the difference between blended and your legacy retirement plan. Investments consist of stocks and bonds, mutual funds, and a number of other products that we'll discuss as we continue on. And remember, it starts with the foundation. If the foundation is cracked, guess what? The home comes tumbling down. So we want to make sure that you are well established when you're building your financial portfolio. And 80% of your behavioral modification is what you're going to take from these classes, these series that we're going to offer. 20% is your knowledge. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about your finances? Okay? So just take your time, listen in, just understand what are some of those financial things are. What are the signs of debt? So you may have 60 days behind on one of your debts. You're using credit cards all the time, maybe using your Star card when you're going out for lunch, or you're just using it frivolously, a number of credit cards. Or you may be going to several financial companies and borrowing money. Those are high interest places. You may be receiving financial calls, collection calls, you're running behind on your bills. Those are some of the signs that you know that you're in financial debt. First, you want to establish goals. establish your financial goal as well as personal goals. When I have a client and we're discussing their finances over the phone, I always get what are their career goals. I want to know, are you going to stay in the military? Are you going to get out? What are some of those goals you're going to do? Then I want to know, what are your financial goals? What are those goals that you want to build? Do you want to get out of debt? Do you want to start credit? How to build credit? How to increase your credit score? A number of things that you want to do with your finances. Your finances are very important. So it's important that you have those goals and your personal values, okay? You want to have SMART goals. What are SMART goals? Specific, measurable, action-oriented, what are you doing? Make it realistic and timely. Again, you having a start date and end date. Here's a week goal. I want to be rich. Of course, you want to be rich. How are you going to do it? Okay? The smart way of doing this, I would like $1 million of asset by the time I'm 65. How am I going to do it? I'm going to put aside into an investment $250 per month into a mutual fund or something like a TSP with an average rate of 10%. Okay? You can definitely give us a call. We're going to discuss what is a TSP, what it's about, how you can invest into the TSP. Some of you already are, but how can we change those funds, make it more diverse? Okay, we go over that. Make your goals, write your goals out. This is a great example. So you're establishing emergency savings. Everyone should have an emergency savings. That emergency savings should be written down. What is it you want? This is an example. I would like an emergency fund, and I would like to have it within 1 year. What is that goal? I would like $1,500 in 1 year. I will save $120 per month or $62.50 per pay period. Super easy. Save it automatic. It's important that you save your savings account and set it up automatic as if you're paying your car payment or you're paying your cell phone. You want to save those things automatic. Long-term goals are, I would say, 5 years or longer. You want to put long-term goals in something into an investment account. That money you're not going to touch after years. That compound interest is just going to continue to build up. An example of a long-term goal, is purchasing a home, a down payment for a home. You want to have it within 10 years, $30,000. You will save $250 a month or $125 per pay period in order to reach your goal. Yes, that may seem like a long time. However, compound interest is great when you're starting to invest and you want, especially a first-time home buyer, or you're going to use it for education purposes. So we're going to skip some of the quizzes because you're virtual, and we're going to go right into budget. We're going to develop how to develop a budget. We're going to look over your LES and understand how to organize your cash flow. Now, we're at the income and how to save and spend your money. Okay, we're going to talk about what is a spending plan. It's a written guide for where you want your money to go. Simple budget. There's a lot of budgeting tools out there like Simple Budget, Mint.com, or you can contact your bank or credit union, which also has budgeting tools for you to use as well. Again, always come to us. We'd love to sit down with you to discuss your budgets and all your finances, even your financial goals and things like that. So, before you build your budget, here are some things you want to know. How much money is coming in? You have your LES, so you know how much money is coming in. What is your net income? How much is needed to cover debts? Debts are those bills that you're paying, like your personal loan, maybe your student loan, car payment. How much you need to cover expenses. Expenses are your cell phone, your cable, your internet, things like that. And how much will be saved. How much will be saved? Always pay yourself first. Pay yourself first before you make your car payment, okay? So you work, everybody works, you work really hard, and why not start saving money for yourself to have a payoff of what you're doing with your money? So saving is very important, so establishing that savings account. When you're getting ready to budget for large purchases, here are some things you want to consider when you're making your budget. You want to know what your income is. You also want to know what type of vehicle you want to purchase, okay? And I can also send you out a form if you're looking to purchase a car that kind of give you like that list of what you're looking for in an auto. We look at your base pay to see what is it that you could afford, okay? We want to make sure not all the COLA and BAH and all those things included. We want to see what your base pay is, and you definitely don't want to go over whatever your yearly base pay is. I would say find a used car that is dependable, but also that you're not going into debt, because remember that COLA could easily stop if you're not, once you leave here and you PCS, let's say you PCS to Fort Carson, and you won't receive BAH because you're no longer overseas. So you want to keep those things in mind. I've had service members who come here, they get a brand new car, and then they PCS somewhere else, and they were depending on that COLA, and their car is repossessed once they get back to the mainland. So you want to be careful with that. Also, when you're conducting your budget, you want to add in what is your auto insurance? What are some of the maintenance in there? How much is gas? For example, you go out and look at a car, and your car payment is $300. But let's factor in car insurance, okay? So now let's factor in $100 for the car insurance. Now you have a $400 car payment. And we want to factor in gas, and let's just say another $100. Now you have a $500 car payment that you are having to come out of your budget every month. So I recommend set aside the amount that you want your car payment to be that's comfortable. Before you purchase the car, factor into your budget for at least 3 months to see if you could really afford that car. If not, if you can't conduct that budget, again, give us a call. We'd love to sit with you and conduct the budget. The full cost of a car. You have your initial cost, you have a down payment, taxes all involved in there, dealer document fees are also included, reoccurring fees, your monthly payment, maintenance, car insurance, gas, your state registration renewal, taxes, including all of those things. Potential costs, parking, traffic tickets, and car accidents. So those things are considered when you get ready to purchase your car. I'm not trying to discourage you from purchasing a car, but I want you to know the importance of having a car and the maintenance that come with it. Okay? Again, you can contact us and we can go over all of that. We can even look over your car contract if you are looking to purchase a car. We also provide a Carfax, so just give us the VIN number of the Carfax, give us a call, and we can email you what the Carfax is, okay? This is your LES. You have your entitlements. You have your entitlements are your base pay, your COLA, your BAH, BAS, and then you have your deductions, those middle columns. You have your taxes, you have your TSP that's coming out of there, and then you have your allotment. Maybe you have your car payment allotment, you have some savings allotment. That's where TRICARE, if you have dependents, your TRICARE is listed there. And then if you would, look here. And mainly I look at the whole LES, but I also look at the M/S is married or single, and then the exemption, 0 exemptions, 1 exemption, and things like that. If you're unsure about what are the exemptions and things like that, again, give us a call and I will explain what those mean and how much money you save if you don't have an exemption or you add an exemption to your LES. This is your spending savings plan. This is an example of one of ours, spending and savings plan. So you get out your monthly LES, and I highly recommend when you get out your LES, also print out 2 months copies of your bank statement. Get out 4 highlighters, different colors, and one could be your eating out, your debts, your expenses, and your miscellaneous. Your miscellaneous are things like your Target, your Walmart runs, and things like that. For your personal hygienes and different things like that. So you put in your entitlements from your LES, and then you put in your deductions, all your taxes, all that tax information. Your LES for the TSP also goes in here. With ours, if you like a copy of ours, we can also send you a copy of our budget too. The actual side, you're going to work in your budget. What are you actually spending eating out? What are you actually spending for your groceries and things like that? Projected side is for what are those things you're going to change about your budget? What are you going to adjust on your budget? Maybe you eat out $600 a month eating out. It's easy to do. It's very easy to do. So that may be some adjustments that you want to do. Then you have your expenses, and then you have your debts that you want to consider in here. Entertainment, or like some of the island excursions and things like that. Yes, there are some places that are opening back up for services like paddleboarding. Some museums have opened back up. So you just, of course, be careful, but you also want to factor in, if you're doing those things, let it be a budgeted in moderation. Okay? We want you to have fun on the island, but we also want you to do things in moderation and not go over your budget. So once you finish your budget, you're either going to have a surplus, meaning you have some little money left over. Maybe you want to pay down some more debts, or you want to put more money aside. Okay? Then, or if not, you may have a deficit. A deficit is you're in the negative. So you may need to have a second job, or you may need to cut back on some of the costs that you do and readjust your budget. Okay? What are some of those little money munchers that add up? Here are some. This is an example. $5, an average cost of a Monster drink, a snack, or a candy bar that you may go to the shop at to get. 30 days per month will be $150. $150. If you invested $150 in a 10% investment return, in 40 years you can have $956,000. Yes, 40 years may seem a very long ways off. However, you see how the money adds up. You see how the money adds up. Have you ever lived paycheck to paycheck? Have you ever wanted to just have something in life, or you've watched friends or family struggle financially? Well, this is a time where you can change all that. You can make yourself, by building wealth, by investing, by saving money instead of spending it very frugally, and having a budget. What are some more money munchers? Cell phone contracts. New cell phones come out each year, and you want to trade in and get the latest and greatest. However, you may have a balance on the previous cell phone. That could be a very expensive cost. Fast food. Fast food is like huge. Why? Maybe you're in the barracks and you want to, you're not cooking and you're eating out. Definitely utilize the DFAT, and then do some meal prepping and things like that to save money. Alcohol, tobacco, and friends, all of that adds up, okay? So just be mindful. Those things can really run into debt. Friends borrowing money, friends using you for money and things like that. Just be careful on things like that. Convenient shopping at the shop at just for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Just be careful with that. Saving 5 cents on gas using your Star card. Yes, it may be a few cents of savings. However, those few cents add up, as well as the interest. So just be careful with that. And ATM fees. You may think that, and you may get your ATM fees back. However, up to a certain amount. I believe USAA is like $10, and you may use the ATM 10 times. So just be careful. Those things add up. Some of the slides I'm going to skip because I've already discussed it. Some of you may use not a regular budget, but you may budget by using the envelope system. The envelope system is when you're taking the money, when you get paid, you're taking the money out of the ATM and you're using it and putting it into envelopes. So you're naming the envelopes, groceries, gas, and eating out. You just want to be careful with this. Also, if you're in the barracks, you also want to be careful with that as well, because having large sums of money, that could be unsafe as well. But it works for you. Make sure you have a lock or something like that no one can get to it. Budget timeline. I have this on my budget as well. I think it's a great tool of what is it that you need to spend between the 1st and the 15th, and then the 15th through the 30th. Great tools. You write it down. You put what your net income is for that week. You write down your budgeting plan of what you're going to spend during that week. It's like a tracker. I really love this plan. Again, we have a copy if you want to use it, as well as, again, your bank or credit union should also have a budgeting tracking tool to have a category to show, okay, this is how much you've eaten out so far. This is how much your debts are you've paid this month. So look into that. Take some time out to look at your bank information. And also stick to your budget plan. It's so important that you stick to those types of plans. Our next class will be credit, and we'll get right to that.